Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Diana Emerson. Today we're listening to Beneath the Surface.
Hope Mills is a community, literally holding its breath. Police say they don't know if she's alive or dead. We don't know where she is, and we do not know what happened to her. Hey, dispatch, this 113, how you doing? Yeah, how about this? I'm doing okay, but I need some assistance. I'm off duty. Is there a deputy that's close by with a pair of binoculars just so I can make sure there's not a body in the woods?
In the 21st century, we leave behind the digital story of our lives, a chronicle of our greatest triumphs, but also our darkest nightmares.
To get started, how about you tell us about Danny?
Well, Danielle, she was born to me July 10th, 1998. Sweet baby. I would call her a mini cat because she was like a cat who always be jumping around, very smart. A sweet, loving child. She was always willing to learn anything.
The question is, why did you put it in a sweater?
Always the one making people laugh.
Yeah, exactly. She was fun to be around.
Since you got none, you got to do a little model train for it.
People loved her. Even small children loved her.
Merry Christmas, Danielle. What are you doing? Putting the dishes. It's a Christmas present. Thank you.
We were living in Myrtle Beach. I was going through a nasty divorce. Danielle and my son, they always went to my mom's for part of their summer vacation.
Right. Hi, Gina. Now, I understand that Danielle went to live with you and your mom. Was this something that you were looking forward to?
So yes, I was excited for Danielle to come stay with us for this summer. It kind of was perfect timing for her to just get away and come stay with her grandparents. And I just so happened to be in town visiting during the summer as well. Hope Mills, North Carolina is a very, very small town outside of a military base, Fort Bragg. It's like a little melting pot. Somewhat country, everybody knows everyone. Hope Mills definitely is a safe community. You don't really hear about crimes taking place in Hope Mills. Danielle and I, we were very close. I was somewhat like a big sister to her. She was finding herself. She was super bubbly, always smiling. Danielle definitely was into social media. She definitely was pretty active. The moment that she got a phone in her hand, those little thumbs were just going. She was getting into doing YouTube videos.
Idea. Today, we are gonna talk about Justin Bieber.
She was playing with makeup and hair. She was blossoming beautifully as a young teenager. We had our annual Christian youth camp down in Archerville, North Carolina. Danielle, while she was down volunteering, she met Jamichael Malloy. I seen they had interest in each other. I'm like, okay, cool. We got this watermelon truck out here, so you're gonna come over to come help us, right? We don't have a lot of men in our family. We're a family full of women.
This was the first love. This was the boyfriend.
What was your overall opinion of him?
Nice kid. Was yes ma'am, no ma'am. Very respectable.
He had aspirations of going into the Marines, and he just seemed like he had a very good plan for his wife and became her little summertime boyfriend. So when it came time for her to leave, she didn't want to go.
I was like, well, it's time to come back home. Gotta get you in school. She had a fit.
So we spoke with Rona. What do you think about Danielle starting school here in the fall?
So I was like, well, this is a ugly situation going on here at the beach, and so I think it'd be best, So we just enrolled her in school at my mom's.
A lot of people love to be around her and wanted to be her friend.
Susie Danielle. That's a cuter.
But you have the hand warmer.
Yeah, oh my God. Yes, sorry. Oh my God.
Did you ever see the two of them argue at all? Around Christmas time, 2013, I just heard a little arguing. I'm like, what in the world's going on? And it sounded like adults. I seen her downstairs where I'm like, what is going on here? And she's like, me and Jamichael broke up. I said, how do you feel about that? And she says, oh, I'll live. Next thing I know, they were back together. I had a doctor's appointment in Atlanta, Georgia. My mother and I, we were going to drive down there, and the plan was just to stay the night, and we were going to leave her with my dad.
Hey guys, how you doing? Good, cause I wanted to know. So, what should we talk about today? Okay.
My dad calls and he says, hey, just want to let you guys know that Danielle asked to go to a friend's house last night to go drop off the notebook, and she never came back. And I'm like, what? That doesn't sound right. That's not Danielle. Wow. So, of course, we start blowing up Danielle's phone.
how did that make you feel?
Feeling really, really anxious at this time. Felt like something was not right. We realized that Danielle hadn't come home. We hopped on the road and we tried to get back to Hope Mills, North Carolina as quickly as possible. I contacted Jermichael because he was, her boyfriend.
Does he seem upset that Danielle is missing?
It raised a little alarm at the time because I'm like, you guys just broke up. You seem to be kind of angry at her, even though she's missing. We arrived at Hope Mills, and the investigator is speaking with my dad.
So, to my understanding, there was a creek, a hangout spot that all the kids in the neighborhood would go and hang out at.
This little kid on a dirt bike takes me to what is the creek. Kid's like, yes, it's kind of further back there in the woods, but oh man, look at that. And I see help scratched in the ground.
What did you think about that?
I immediately received chills all over my body. I did not know if it was a joke. I didn't know if it was a real cry for help at the time. I didn't know if this was a message that Danielle was trying to send to me. So I took it very seriously. Continue on, which was a little hike into the woods. I did notice some things that belonged at our house, like a towel. And so I'm like, well, she was here. As we're exiting the creek, I look down and I see Danielle's sock. It was balled up. It had like straw in it. I'm like, hey, this is her sock. I started going through her phone and I seen some photos of Danielle from the afternoon of March 11th. Speak to her friend. You need to tell me everyone that's been around Danielle, who else knows about this creek area, who these people are. Why are you guys going back there? What do you do back there?
50-year-old, social media, friends who have cars, cell phones, electronic devices. They have a very wide circle of friends, acquaintances, and people they contact with. Where the investigation leads us is where we will go.
Now, when you got to your mother's house, walk me through what did that all look like?
It was just chaos. Everyone's home at my mom's house. Everyone. I'm going through her things in her room, just seeing what could be missing. Kept thinking like, would she run away? All of her stuff is here. This is not her MO.
Right.
Police were out canvassing the neighborhood today where the 15-year-old teen lived with her grandparents. Investigators say Danielle left home last Tuesday night saying she was headed up the street to a friend's house, but she never made it there.
I want my baby to come home. That's my baby girls. If you please know where my daughter is. Any information, please. I want to come home. Or Danielle, if you please come home, baby. I love you. We hang out sometimes, but not very much. Okay. Who do you think that was? I think Chuck connect. But she went up when she went back down from school. My Chuck connect. What makes you think that this speculation? Yeah. Have you heard anybody say that they think she's dead or anything of that nature? That's been brought up. Just the way Danny acts, like how tough she is. If she has passed on, she put up a fight. Mm-hmm. I pray every night that it's not. They're still lost to a good person. We're here trying to help out Hope Mills with the missing Danielle. Okay. So do her grandparents know who you are? Yes, sir. Have you been to the house? They know me. They know you guys are item, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Their grandparents like me, her whole family like me. Well, you guys were kind of boyfriend, girlfriend on and off, right? Right. Okay. What's your current status? I'm single right now. Okay, so you guys aren't together. Right. How did you feel about that? I mean, at first, it was love, amazing. And then eventually, like, just love at first sight kind of thing? Eventually, spark dies down, and we just grew apart. I mean, I still love her. I mean, she was a good girl. And you've done absolutely nothing to hurt her in any way. Right. And you don't know of anybody else that has. Yeah, she got picked on at school. I don't know if they like bullied or something. Because of her clothes and stuff. Yeah. Was she like dressed different or something? She dressed normal to me, but she didn't have the best of clothes. Like, I mean, hey, you can afford what you can afford, but true. Okay. All right, let me find out what your parents are and get you out here. Right?
Now, there was a surveillance video of Danielle walking home from school that was discovered.
We knew there were some houses around that had cameras. She actually was caught on camera. And just seeing Danielle walking, I mean, it was just heart-wrenching what was going through her mind, what she actually was thinking at the time. When I think about that video, that's all I think about.
Please help us. This is a living nightmare. Anyone that could come and help, please. Please, I'm begging them, please. Cry for help now.
How was Rona holding up through all of this?
It definitely caused an emotional roller coaster for the entire family because you don't know what to expect. You're anxious, you're sitting on edge. No one's eating. You're depressed.
We don't know where she is, and we do not know what happened to her. That's why the public's help is very important to us. As information comes in and leads come in, we're beating the bushes on them.
It was a huge turnout comprised of family, friends, and even total strangers. One thing uniting these volunteers, a desire to find answers in the disappearance of 15-year-old Danielle Locklear.
I'm restless, most of all, we can't sleep. Just not knowing, but we're still holding on to hope. We know that she's out there somewhere, and hopefully we find a clue today.
The FBI and local police spearheaded this weekend's search efforts, with officers even cluing volunteers in on specific items to watch out for.
We're looking for possibly a Pandora bracelet. Do you know what a Pandora bracelet is? It's got charms on it, that kind of stuff.
son's cell phone.
Yeah, just to hear that your little sister's missing, as a big brother, a lot of things just went in my head. I keep trying to run scenarios, maybe what happened.
Billboards like this one are now up throughout the Fayetteville and Spring Lake area as the search for Danielle Locklear intensifies. The FBI just launched this advertised effort to find the missing 15-year-old, and then Saturday, on the ground, there will be another search.
When Danielle was missing, the detectives didn't share a lot of information with us, but they did share that her phone was pinging near an RV site, which was right off of 95.
We're going to keep working until there's nothing to work. This isn't going to stop until there's just nothing, absolutely nothing left to go on.
Any idea why you're here today?
Some mess with this girl Danielle going missing.
Tell me what you know about that.
I was told she was coming back from the creek and she was going to her house and everything, and she never showed up at her house.
Okay. And when you said you were told that, is that something like you saw on the news or some like people talking?
My buddies told me.
Okay. Who's your buddy?
This guy Derek Long.
Derek never mentioned Danielle before. What else did he say about it?
He said he was really wanting to find her and everything because she was like a sister to him. And he said family comes first. He don't want nobody in his family getting married.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hey, Derek, you give up on this, buddy? Nah, he's just a little impatient. Well, patience don't get you nowhere, buddy. You gotta learn patience. You know me, I'm taking about this to take a day. 4 minutes.
What's the story with Danny? She go down to the creek a lot?
Not that I know of. Honestly, that's an area where that was my chill spot. I was one of the founders of that area.
Founders?
Yes, I would skip so much. I found that area. Nobody else would go back there. Every time I had been down there, she was never down there.
Let me ask you something. Danny hot?
Well, yeah, she was a very beautiful girl. From what I have been told, she had a very beautiful personality. From what I've seen on Facebook, very beautiful face.
Was you infatuated with her? She kind of held like a secret crush. No.
She seemed a little too preppy.
Kind of standoffish?
Yeah.
Was she standoffish to you?
She seemed like a goody goody. And honestly, I don't hang out with goody goodies. Goody goodies have a bad habit of snitching.
But we know where Daniel's phone was. Okay, what area her phone was. It's out there in your house. In that general area. Okay, I'm not saying it's right at your house, but in that general area. Which would be 1045, that's when it was last pinging. And it was in that area. And you just had to be at your house by yourself from 8:30 till 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, was she alive when she left that area out there around your house? Tuesday night.
I have no idea, I didn't see her.
So you're saying she wasn't out there at all? She didn't come out there with some of your friends?
No, she didn't know where I lived.
It was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Very somber day. Lots of people from the community. People traveled from different states just to express their love and concern. Of course, Jermichael was there to release the balloon too. He gave me a hug.
I asked him, I said, have you heard anything or nothing? He's like, no, ma'am. I said, well, keep praying. He was like, yes, ma'am.
Jermichael walked over. He was very, very quiet. I just remember him, holding his arms this way and looking down at his arm. And I stood back and I snapped a picture because he was standing in the middle of my entire family. It didn't seem right. It seemed like he had a lot on his mind.
Your buddies know where you live. Did she come out there with some of your friends? No. Your positive?
Nobody came out from my house that night.
Nobody.
At all.
Nobody showed up.
Not a single soul.
So everybody that's telling us that she was tight with her, close with her, is pretty much gonna smoke up her ass, right?
Pretty much.
Because this whole thing's been recorded.
Yeah.
You're telling me you have no knowledge whatsoever of what happened to Danielle Locke. Yes, sir. Would it be fair enough to say that if we find out you do, your ass is gonna get charged? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything?
Hey, dispatch, this 113 Hagen.
Yeah, how about this?
I'm off duty. Is there a deputy that's close by with a pair of binoculars so I can make sure there's not a body in the woods?
Hold on for a second, okay?
Okay.
Tonight, a body of a young woman was found floating in the South River.
At that time, police hadn't even reached out to us. It was just on the news. And people are sending messages on social media like, hey, rest in peace. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Like, we haven't had any confirmation.
The officer from Hut Mills, she came to see me. I sat on the edge of the bed, and she said that they found the body. I just looked at her. I said, well, is it her? She just looked at me and I knew it was her.
As much as you want to say that you're prepared to accept the fate of finding your 15-year-old niece deceased, you can't prepare yourself for her to not be coming home.
So, dude, why are you looking at no, has he been done? We need to think of something. I mean, because you're the only one that knows. I understand that. I can't answer the question for you. But there's a reason. And you know the reason. I don't know anything. You know, the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is you don't seem like overly concerned about what's happened to her. I mean, I've commented on stuff, said I've cried. I told her my messages, I love it. You don't seem real emotional, but when we're talking here, you just kind of, like, you know, like you're a prisoner of war or something, just boom, boom, answering questions. You're not like, I mean, I'm not gonna cry or nothing. I don't care if you do. I'll get you a tissue if you do. You have threatened her. Right. That's a concern. At least you're honest and you admitted that because I've got evidence that shows you threatened her. Right. We've got the messages. Was anybody else home with you that night? No, my friend Dominic was there, my mom was there, my grandma was there. What time did you get home that night? Noon. I've been home since I got home from school. Your phone dad is not going to show anything other than that. Right. And we talked to who's Dominic? What's Dominic's name? Dominic Love. What time did he leave? He went to school with me. He spent the night with you? Yes, sir. So he's going to be able to vouch for you then? Right. You know what a lot of people are going to think? Right. He killed her. Probably so. Because of that message. Message, arguments, having sex with her, first threatening with pregnancy. Right. Tell me, dude, there's something, man. There's something you're not telling me. I'm telling you everything, sir.
Tips and leads led officers to search this home on Highway 210 South. Officers collected evidence and interviewed several people, but so far no one has been arrested.
This is Attorney Blake to my son Jamal. Nice to meet you, man. I talked to Ronnie. I talked to him real quick. If there's anything we can help you with, he'll help. Okay. Now, for me and you to work, it's kind of like a team thing. I do my part, you got to do yours. And the first thing you got to start off with is honesty. I think law enforcement's position is you failed that polygraph terribly. Terribly. Okay. Well, if you were involved and there was any female blood involved, they would find it. Okay. This is Detective Brinkley, right? Yes. And he has a lot of experience in handling these kind of cases. And he's very even-keeled guy, fair-minded. You're saying you didn't have anything to do with it? Yes, sir. And that's the way you want this to go down. That's the way you want to be perceived. Yes, sir. How do you think that's going to make you look? If y'all can prove something to do with it, which y'all are not going to be able to, if they have anything to do with it, I'm going to look perfectly fine. But then help me with this. Why did you fail the polygraph? I was nervous. I'm nervous sitting here now. So they say they can like twist knobs or something like that. It don't work that way now. It doesn't. Her body was way down on the by a cinder block. Okay. Now, your house has similar type of cinder block. Which is not good. Okay. We got a lot of cinder blocks. So what about road? What about road? What if I'm telling you that we found the rope that she was tied up with? We all found the rope at your house. Shouldn't be my house. Why shouldn't it be? Because I have nothing to do with it. The evidence is not going to lie. Yes. You know, it's the totality of the circumstance. It ain't the one thing. It's all those things coming together. The cinder blocks, the rope, your girlfriend, the argument. Yes. Where she was found. Yes. Okay? I mean, if you're saying you think I'm smart kid. I do think you're smart kid. Why in the world would I put her down the street and around the corner? Because more often than not, that's what people do. You know, based on my experience, they tend to not want to leave their comfort zone. If you talk to Dominic, like, you can bring me home area. What do you think he's telling off? What's not the now? Yeah, but it was really good stuff. Because he was there with me. Do you think that that's the story he's sticking to right now? Or, yeah, that's the truth, so. I guarantee you, if Dominic says anything about it, he will roll. It won't stay. One last time. You didn't do it. You did. No.
She wanted to touch you with her infectious smile. She wanted others to know beyond any doubt that she had love in her heart.
She have touched thousands with her death, and it will not be in vain.
Public outpouring of love for Danielle Locklear, who on March 11th left her grandparents' Hope Mills home and left this world.
No charge of second-degree murder. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before we ask you any questions and have a lawyer with you during the question. You understand those? Yes, sir. I know the information that you have is not going to be easy for us to talk about. That's what we have to talk about. I'm sure once you get everything off your chest, you're going to feel a lot better. Yes, sir. About everything. Yes, sir. I appreciate your cooperation. Seriously. It speaks volumes for your character. So something very, very tragic happened. At the end of the day, it's destroyed a lot of families. In your own words, tell me why.
Dominic and I, we drove over there. Yeah. She came on and everything, and she got in the car, and we went to the creek. And she was supposed to take a pregnancy test in front of me. The whole time was like, take it. You should prove it to me right now. We were talking at first, and then I was like, I told her, no matter if I have this kid or not, I'm going to take care of my responsibilities. If it's mine, it's mine. I'm going to do what I got to do to step up and be a man. But I don't want to be with you at all. And she flipped. And then she punched me in my face. And she slapped me and jumped on top of me and got all over me and stuff. And we were fighting. And grabbed her around the neck. What were you doing around the neck? I was choking. Next thing I knew, she wasn't afraid of that. But she was God did. I mean, we got her like 10 yards. And then I picked her up. The sock was placed in her mouth. At the creek, is that correctly? We put it in her mouth. Dominic did. Why would he do that? She was making a noise. Yeah. Put the fucking ears in the body with her. When the sock was being placed in her mouth, did she move at all? Move her arms? She was done. You guys got on the north and you were traveling 95 north. Who was driving? Sure. So obviously, where were you sitting at? In the back. Where were we standing at? On the floor in the back. We pulled into the house next door. Walked over and got the Cinnabon arms. Where did that rope come from? From an old garden. When she left her house with Danielle, you said she's in the trunk now. Where did you go after that? Straight girls over there. I knew it was a quick spot. I knew it was deep enough. Something might happen when she got pulled her out, picked her up, ducked her. Who helped you do that? I found her open the truck. I picked her up. He helped a little bit. What do you mean he helped a little bit? Like he helped push it. Okay. Where'd you guys go from there? Straight back home. No, we made a path. And then I'll take it to the grave and become a body.
It's been a month-long nightmare, and I feel like they've been around us. They've been in our home. He's walked with us in searches. We're disgusted.
Hope Mills police say Malloy confessed to choking Danielle to death during an argument March 11th. Cops say he enlisted his friend, 18-year-old Dominic Locke, to help him dump the girl's body off of a bridge into the South River.
My best friend loaned me $5. My best friend, I helped him study for that test at night.
A best friend will not get to move a body.
How does that make you feel?
I'm not gonna lie, I felt dirty. Because he touched me, he hugged me and prayed with me, and he, was my daughter's boyfriend. I mean, and, just thinking that I was speaking to someone, I call him a monster.
Malloy pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of second-degree murder and will spend a minimum of 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
There's nothing I can do there or I can say. Just gonna bring her back. I do want to apologize for the actions that I made. I'm sorry I wasn't good, but I do want to say that I'm truly sorry.
I can't watch my lady get her high school diploma. I cannot watch her get married. That's the only one I can't even have more children, Michael. And you took that away from me. You ripped out my soul.
There's nothing true about what he said. He's not sorry. The only thing that he's sorry about is that he got caught and that he's not able to live his life the way he wanted to.
I'm better than you during this video until I took that. I sincerely apologize. I made a poor decision that I regret making. I admit I made a mistake, but I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, we got some closure. It's been a long ride, but it'll never be over. But I'm just glad that my baby's finally got some justice. You would never be normal again, never. That was my baby, my wildcat. I had paintings of her all over my house.
Idea.
Things she would have tipped off with social media. Danielle definitely would have been an influencer. Little piece of her still lies in all of us in the family. I'll always remember her just living life and loving life.